Some of the area's toughest first responders are putting on their boxing gloves for charity.
News on 6's Alyssa Miller met with two of the fighters on this year's Smoking Guns card to show us how they're preparing.
I got into kickboxing when I was, I think, in like 8th grade, wrestling in high school.
John Espinoza joined the Tulsa Police Department last year after completing 3 overseas tours with the Marines.
When I got out, I got more into Muay Thai. I started winning tournaments and stuff like that and just kind of got addicted to it.
He hopes his decade of martial arts training will give him an edge as he represents the department in an MMA-style charity fight.
When I first heard about it, he didn't really tell me it was for charity. He told me I wasn't getting paid. I was just like, okay, cool. The people of Tulsa want to see firefighters and cops fight. That'd be pretty fun. And then he told me it was for charity, and I was like, all right, there's absolutely no way I could back out.
15 police officers and firefighters are on the card for this year's Smoking Guns, organized by the nonprofit 918 Fully Involved. Fights begin at 7 p.m. on April 22nd here at the BOK Center. Former Oklahoma State wrestler and 3-time Big 12 champion Nolan Boyd is participating for a second straight year.
It was just one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had in my life. Like, it was a blast.
Thinking nothing could ever top that, the Tulsa firefighter was content with hanging up his gloves for good.
I was praying, and I was like, God, I'm not gonna fight again. Like, that was fun. Thanks for last year, but I'm not gonna fight again. I was like, well, unless you want me to, obviously, you're God. And right when I said that, I got a text from the guy who sets up the fights, and he said, hey, are you fighting this year?
To train for the fight, Boyd has returned to his old stomping grounds at OSU.
Oh boy, push the hand away.
When I was competing there were some UFC fighters that would come and train with us because they said there's nothing like wrestling for training for UFC. So that's pretty much been everything for me, is just wrestling, a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and then I know very little about striking.
Over at Tulsa's Phoenix Strength and Conditioning, Espinoza is preparing in a slightly different way.
Really what Coach Jaime offers me is more dynamic movement and, I guess, specific orientated exercises that help me with, hip movement on punches, sprawling on someone trying to take me down, stuff like that, and then as well as a lot of cardio on the bags.
Whoever wins the most fights will get 60% of the proceeds donated to their charity, and the other will get 40%. The police officers are fighting for Special Olympics of Oklahoma and firefighters for Firefighters Burn Camp. In Tulsa, Alyssa Miller, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.